9 months ago, I purchased a 5th Division football club based in Nairobi, Kenya. And 2 weeks ago, my first full season as owner officially began as Kahawa Pride FC kicked off their preseason with our brand new super team of undiscovered talents, and I am back with another massive episode of Road to the Kenyan Premier League. First off, thank you all for 5 million views on our Season 2 premiere. Myself and all of our players and really our entire organization have been reading all the positive comments, all the support. So we really do appreciate it. The content truly does fuel this project and keep it alive. So thank you to everyone who is watching. In this video, I'm covering the past 2 weeks in detail, from how our players are settling in to their new lives at the clubhouse, to our new roster and projected starting 11 squad, which includes 12 new signings, 3 of them international, and finally to our highly anticipated first official matches in this new era of leadership. So let's start with the team clubhouse. The clubhouse is now operating at 100%, from our meal plan consisting of 3 meals each day to the laundry system running for the entire club. All operations are moving forward and things are looking good. The basement renovations are still going well, and we are continuing to improve that area of the house, while smaller additions like the shoe rack for the players and new water coolers have also been installed. But now we have to get into the actual stars of the series, the players. But before we get into the roster, if you want to support our club, start a custom kit project with JerseyBird. That's what we do. We make custom kits and apparel. It only takes a couple minutes, and we will do our absolute best to create amazing gear for your club, just like the ones you see our players wearing. Now, back to the video. Here is the full 2025 23-man roster. 12 of our players are new signings, and 11 of them were on the team last season. Right now, we are still in our classic 4-2-3-1 formation. This might change, but for now, this is what we're running. Starting off with our starting keeper. It really still is a battle. We have 3 keepers, and all of them are new signings that are fighting for the starting role. But at the moment, Miguel Karani has played the most minutes for us. So far, he's been a great commander on the field, very vocal and controls the team with authority. And despite being just 17 years old and fresh out of high school, he has performed well for us. But as I mentioned, the race is very tight, and we do have 2 other talented keepers who will be getting some preseason playing time. Junior Manyao, who transferred from Mathare United Youth FC, had a strong showing in our debut friendly, and Mohamed Nguvu, who is one of our 3 international transfers from Tanzania, who had a solid debut himself last week. Starting off the back line, we have Stephen Chiari at right back. At 24 years old, Chiari is one of only 2 players still on the squad that started in our very first match after rebranding to Kahawa Pride FC in 2022. He's arguably one of the best right backs to ever come through our program, and at 24 years old, he's entering his prime and preparing for another legacy season. He's very humble, quiet, mostly just keeps to himself, keeps his tackles clean, almost never gets bookings, but he isn't afraid to support offensively when the opportunity comes, as he's been known to score here and there, including this insane volley from last season off a corner kick that he absolutely buried in the top right corner. His player comparison is Kyle Walker, another clean but elite defender, tough to get past and clinical with his tackles. Moving on to our right center back, we have Sidiki Otieno, a 19-year-old open trial standout who caught our eye with his 6'2" build and strong defensive presence. Otieno is a center back who can play all 90 minutes without an issue. He has great vision and a solid long ball, always generating attacks from our own half. His player comparison is Joseph Okumu, the legendary Kenyan defender from Kisumu, due to his build and playstyle. Next up, we have our left center back, Benson Govid. At 18 years old, he is one of the youngsters on the team and has been in our academy program since he was 13 years old. Govid is not the type of player you want to try to dribble past. It is not easy to get by him, and he isn't afraid to make aggressive challenges, which is why I've given him the bruiser playstyle attribute. He's definitely the hottest head on the team, a very, very competitive player who is known to get a red card here and there, making his his player comparison, Sergio Ramos, another aggressive center back who has had his fair share of bookings. Moving on to our left back, we have 25-year-old Kevin Mina, the only other player aside from our right back, Chiari, who started in our very first match after that 2022 rebranding. His player comparison is Joao Cancelo because they are both right backs who converted to left backs. In 2023, we were in need of a pure left back but didn't have one, so Mina changed from right back to left back and has maintained his status as a consistent starting defenseman. He can also make offensive plays supporting in the midfield when the opportunity presents itself, often generating opportunities for our attacking forwards. If you've been following this series for a while, you'll notice that our defensive core this year isn't really new. Aside from Otieno, who we brought in from open trials, Govid, Chiari, and Mina have all been with the club for multiple years. That's because defense wasn't really our issue last year. If you're a true OG, following all the way back to 2023 when JerseyBird first joined this club, you'll remember a superstar by the name of Glenn Gathinji. Now, Gathinji was the one who carried us to promotion from the 6th tier to the 5th tier in the 2023-24 season, averaging a goal per game before transferring to 3rd tier club 3K FC, which left us with a weakened offense for the 2024 season, which led to our recent struggles. So during our open trials, we were heavily focused on midfielders and attackers, which I will get into starting now with 21-year-old Austin Ochieng, who is projected to be the starting right defensive midfielder on the squad. Austin transferred from Moringo United, a team he helped lead to promotion last season, and he already has 1 goal and 4 assists across his first 3 matches with us, an immediate standout talent who absolutely balled out in open trials. He's a pure box-to-box defender. He can play both offensively and defensively. He is definitely one of the new signings to keep an eye on with a super high talent ceiling, and most importantly, he does have a bicycle kick in his arsenal. His player comparison is Thiago Alcantara, just very smooth and composed on the ball and a true facilitator in the midfield. Our next starting defensive midfielder is projected to be Marvin Okech. Marvin is a 21-year-old midfielder who was sent to our trials by a mutual connection of the club and proved himself on both days, earning himself a spot on the final roster. He is a constant problem for opponents in the midfield, just an absolute ball hawk, intercepting passes at every chance he gets, but he's also very technical on the ball, making his player comparison Marco Verratti, another artist in the midfield. Now, getting into the offensive midfield, on the right wing, we have Rahimu Salihi, a huge signing from Tanzania with origins at Fountain Gate, one of the top sports academies across all of Tanzania. Salihi went on to sign with Singida Black Stars, a Tanzanian Premier League club, before playing internationally in Mali, then finally reaching Kenya when he transferred to Division 2 side Vihiga Sportif last season. Now he has signed with Kahawa Pride and has been off to an insane start, breaking out with a 2-goal performance in our recent match against Division 2 side Kenya Forest Services. He has the ability to play attacking center midfielder as well and has elite balance in dribbling, as we saw in his debut appearance, making his player comparison David Silva, another attacking midfielder with insane dribbling, balance, and vision. But as some of you might know, that number 10 central attacking midfield position is where we have Robert Manyora, lifelong club legend and still your captain of Kahawa Pride, back for his 18th year with the organization. At 24 years old, Manyora joined our academy at just 6 years old, but throughout his career has spent time at multiple high-level clubs like Division 2 clubs, Alphonse FC, and Githrai All-Stars. He is the undisputed playmaker of the team, leading us in assists, and he's involved with nearly every goal that we score. And as you can see in these highlights, he also has a solid shot and can score when he wants to. If you were following the club in 2023, Manyora and Gathinji were moving like prime Messi and Suarez, just terrorizing defenders every chance they had. I've given him a Centurion card as he has well over 100 appearances with the club. He's been in our program for nearly 2 decades. He's won multiple awards over the years, never misses a training session, and has participated in many of the club's community service events over the years. De Bruyne is his player comparison. Both are elite playmakers known for pinpoint passes, and because of this, I've also also given Manyora the incisive pass playstyle attribute. On the left wing, we have the highly anticipated Kassim Mwinyi, the 18-year-old Tanzanian international who made headlines within his first 10 minutes on the pitch for Kahawa Pride, burying this goal from 20 yards out in his debut before generating another golden scoring opportunity with a beautiful free kick, all within his first half with the club. He took a bus from Dar es Salaam to open trials, got lost along the way, and ended up in Mombasa, 500 kilometers away from Nairobi. He pulled up 3 hours before we started, balled out, earned himself a contract. He's a very high motor player, a constant threat on the wing, and he never gives up on the ball, making his player comparison Vinicius Jr. And lastly, we have our striker, which is far from solidified, but currently projected to be Moses Bwire. After playing alongside Manyao and earning a promotion for Mathare United Youth FC last season, Moses proved himself as a top prospect in trials, securing his spot on the team and eventually debuting as a midfielder. But after back-to-back solid performances in his previous 2 games, he is currently the front runner to be our starting center forward. He plays with a distinct hunger, fights for every single ball, and is deceptively hard to knock off balance, making his player comparison Luis Diaz. So there you have it, our projected starting 11 for the regular season, which is scheduled to begin next month. However, Manyora, Govid, and Mwinyi are all currently out with injuries, which has our lineup looking a bit different at the moment. This is what our current preseason roster looks like, with Ezekiel Dugu, Glenn Ngethe, and James Macharia all stepping up into the lineup as starters. Ezekiel already made a name for himself with his 2-goal debut accompanied by his LeBron celebration, while Ngethe and Macharia have been staples with the club for years. A lot of these starting positions are still very much up in the air. Our coaching staff is doing their best to basically piece together a ton of new talents, but for now, this is a rough draft of what it will look like for the start of the regular season. But now, the most crucial piece: how is the team actually playing? After an up and down 4-4 draw in our debut friendly, our next match was a preseason tournament matchup against Kiwanja Soccer Academy, a newly registered sub-county team against which we earned a decisive win, taking the match 6-1 with goals from Brian Macharia, Toto, Ketch, and Bwire. But the next match was the highly anticipated matchup against fellow regional rivals Meteorite FC, and we were coming into this match determined to come away with the win. But things did not start the way we wanted them to. Just 15 minutes into the first half, Chiari commits a handball in the box, leading to a Meteorite penalty. As you can see, it was completely unintentional, and he tried to avoid it, but the ref awarded the penalty, and there was nothing Karani could do to stop it. The rest of the match, Meteorite literally parked the bus and let nothing through, and sadly, the final whistle blew and the final score was Meteorite 1, Kahawa Pride 0. So definitely a tough loss to swallow after all the hype surrounding the team and this match, but we were determined to bounce back strong. Our next fixture was a friendly against 5th tier side Kenya Forest FC, a strong opponent and a chance for us to get back into top form, and after going down 1-0 in the 20th minute, the first half remained scoreless. So not a great start. But determined to avoid another shutout, Salihi finally broke through in the second half off a feed from Ochieng to tie it up 1-1. Shortly after, we conceded another goal in the 66th minute, but 10 minutes after that, Ochieng would feed Salihi again for a beautiful header finish to tie it up. And as time was winding down in the 93rd minute, a final set piece from Ochieng to Dugu would be the dagger for Kahawa Pride as we took the win 3-2 in a hard-fought W against a solid 5th division club. So overall, our super team roster is now 2-1-1. Not quite the super team start we expected, but as you can see, we have a ton of talent on the pitch. It's just the chemistry needs time to build. You guys know how it works. When you have too much talent on one field, sometimes the chemistry just needs a few matches to work itself out, and I think we're going through that process right now. That's what the preseason is for, and our coaching staff is working hard to make sure we are prepared to dominate when the regular season starts next month. But between now and the regular season starting next month, we will be competing in the Sakaja Super Cup, which will be a huge event for us, our second year participating, and I'm hoping we can make a deep run this year. Meanwhile, off the pitch, things have been very eventful for our players. First off, the FKF Nairobi East County Branch Gala happened earlier this month, which we were very involved in. Our Lionesses won the Women's Fair Play Award. One of our superstars, Tabitha Wambui, won MVP for the Regional League and gave an amazing speech after as well. And our technical director, Daniel Otto, was representing us on stage as the youth football representative for the entire East Nairobi branch. We also took our entire men's team, women's team, and our Cubs to support the U20 women's national team in their 4-0 win against Ethiopia. Then we went to a Premier League match. Kenya Commercial Bank took down the Kariobangi Sharks 1-0. Good to get out there and continue manifesting our own road to the Kenyan Premier League. And finally, we had a huge community cleanup and tree planting initiative on Mazingira Day, a Kenyan public holiday focused on environmental conservation, which it was good for our new players to get out into the community, do some service work, something that has always been a huge focus for our organization. So that'll do it for this episode of Road to the Kenyan Premier League. As always, thank you all for watching. We have new episodes every single Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. East African time. So stay tuned, drop a sub, drop a follow, and I'll see you in the next one.